Dr. Amara Patel stood motionless in her laboratory at the Quantum Research Institute, her dark eyes fixed on the sequence of numbers flooding her holographic display. After 15 years of searching the cosmos for signs of intelligent life, she had grown accustomed to disappointment. But this signal was different. It pulsed with an impossible precision, defying every known law of quantum mechanics. "Run it again," she commanded the AI system, her voice barely above a whisper. The familiar hum of quantum processors filled the room as the analysis repeated. The result remained unchanged, a pattern so complex yet so deliberate that it could only be artificial in origin. Amara's hands trembled as she reached for her calm device. Only one person would understand the magnitude of this discovery. "Nathan, I need you in the lab. Now." The words came out with an urgency that surprised even her. Dr. Nathan Blackwood arrived minutes later, his tall frame filling the doorway. Despite the late hour, his eyes were alert, years of military training evident in his bearing. "What have you got?" he asked, making his way to her workstation. "Look at this sequence," Amara said, expanding the holographic display. "It's not random noise. It's not natural phenomenon. It's..." She paused, searching for the right words. "It's like someone's knocking on our door." Nathan studied the data, his expression growing more serious with each passing moment. "Where's it coming from?" "That's the thing," Amara replied, pulling up another display. "The signal seems to originate from multiple points simultaneously. It's as if space itself is resonating with these patterns." She ran her fingers through her dark hair, a habit from her graduate school days that surfaced whenever she was onto something big. As they analyzed the data together, neither scientist noticed the subtle changes beginning around them. The lab's ambient lighting flickered almost imperceptibly, and the air grew heavy with static electricity. It wasn't until Nathan's tablet crashed that they realized something was happening. "Amara," Nathan's voice was tight with concern, "check the quantum stability readings." Before she could reach her console, reality itself seemed to ripple. The air between them distorted like heat waves rising from hot pavement, but this was different, more deliberate, more structured. A soft blue light began to coalesce in the center of the lab. "We should evacuate," Nathan said, reaching for Amara's arm. But she stood transfixed, watching as the light took shape. Years of scientific training warred with what her eyes were telling her was impossible. The light resolved into a form that was simultaneously familiar and alien. It was humanoid, but its proportions were slightly off, its movements too fluid to be natural. As the figure solidified, Amara found herself looking into eyes that held the depth of galaxies. Dr. Amara Patel, the being spoke, its voice resonating not through the air but directly in their minds. "We have been watching your work with great interest." Nathan stepped forward, positioning himself between Amara and the visitor. "Who are you? What do you want?" The being's form shimmed slightly, like starlight through atmosphere. "I am Velix, an emissary of the collective. We have come because humanity stands at a crossroads, and Dr. Patel's breakthrough in quantum communication has proven you are ready for what comes next." Amara moved past Nathan, her scientific curiosity overriding her fear. "The signal, it was you. But how?" "The quantum signatures we detected violated every known principle of physics." "Your physics is incomplete," Velix replied, a hint of what might have been amusement coloring their mental voice. "What you call quantum mechanics is merely the surface of a much deeper reality. One that your species is now ready to begin understanding." "Why now?" Nathan demanded, his military training evident in his stance. "Why make contact after all these years of silence?" The alien's form darkened slightly, like a cloud passing over a star. "Because time grows short. A threat approaches, one that will test not just Earth, but all sentient life in this sector of space. We need your help, Dr. Patel. Your understanding of quantum mechanics, while incomplete, has taken you down a path that few species discover. You've begun to see the threads that bind reality together. Amara's mind raced with implications. The quantum entanglement experiments, the anomalies we couldn't explain, were the echoes of what you would eventually discover, Felix confirmed. But now we must move quickly. The signal you detected was only the beginning. There are forces at work that wish to prevent what must come next. As if in response to Felix's words, alarms began blaring throughout the facility. Nathan's tablet lit up with security alerts. Multiple vehicles approaching, he reported grimly. Government plates. They must have detected the energy surge. They cannot be allowed to interfere, Felix stated. Dr. Patel, you must make a choice. Come with me now, learn what your species needs to know, or remain and watch as forces beyond your control shape humanity's destiny. Amara looked at Nathan, seeing in his eyes the same mix of fear and excitement she felt. This was the moment every scientist dreamed of, but it came with a price she couldn't yet calculate. The sound of approaching vehicles grew louder. Whatever you're going to do, Nathan said, checking the security feeds, do it fast. We've got less than 2 minutes before this place is swarming with federal agents. The choice before her would change everything, not just her life, but potentially the course of human history. In that moment, Dr. Amara Patel did what she had always done when faced with the unknown, she chose to learn. The transition was unlike anything Amara had experienced. One moment she was standing in her lab, Nathan's warning about federal agents still ringing in her ears, and the next she found herself in a space that defied conventional geometry. Surfaces shifted and flowed like liquid mercury, yet remained perfectly solid beneath her feet. The air itself seemed alive with possibility. Your neural pathways are adapting well, Felix observed, their form more stable in this environment. Many species find the transition distressing. Nathan steadied himself against what appeared to be a wall, though it pulsed with patterns that made his eyes water. Where exactly are we? His military training seemed inadequate in the face of such advanced technology. This is an interspatial nexus, Felix explained, gesturing to their surroundings. A pocket of reality where multiple dimensions overlap. From here, we can observe without being observed. Amara's scientific mind was already racing with questions, but before she could voice them, Felix raised a hand. The space around them transformed, showing Earth from orbit. But this wasn't a simple projection, they were somehow seeing the planet's quantum signature, layers of reality that human instruments had never detected. Your world stands at the center of something vast, Felix continued. A convergence that occurs only once every 100,000 years. But there are others who have noticed this convergence, and their intentions are far from benevolent. As if on cue, the view shifted, showing what appeared to be tears in the fabric of space itself, wounds in reality that leak darkness. The void architects, Felix's mental voice carried a weight of ancient conflict. They seek to reshape reality according to their own design, using the energy of entire civilizations as fuel for their experiments. How long have you known about this threat? Nathan demanded, his tactical mind already assessing implications. Why wait until now to warn us? The space around them rippled with Felix's response. We have been preparing humanity for generations. The quantum theories that Dr. Patel built upon, they were not entirely of human origin. We have been guiding your species, subtly directing your scientific evolution toward this moment. Amara felt a chill run down her spine. The unexplained breakthroughs in quantum physics over the last century. Schrödinger's intuitive leap to quantum superposition, were those your interventions? Some, Felix acknowledged. But humanity's greatest advantage has always been your ability to take simple ideas and push them in unexpected directions. Your species has a unique talent for innovation under pressure. The scene around them shifted again, showing various moments in human history, crucial discoveries and innovations that had propelled humanity forward. But now they could see the subtle quantum manipulations that had helped guide these breakthroughs. You've been manipulating us, Nathan's voice carried an edge of anger. Playing puppet master with human development. We gave suggestions, Felix corrected. Humanity chose its own path. And now that path has led you here, to a moment of truth. The being turned to Amara. Your quantum communication experiments weren't just detecting alien signals, they were beginning to unravel the fundamental structure of reality itself. Before Amara could process this revelation, alarms began pulsing through the nexus. The space around them flickered, showing multiple views of Earth. Dark tiers in space were appearing more frequently now, clustering around major population centers. "They're moving faster than we anticipated," Velix's form flickered with concern. "The Void Architects must have detected our contact with you. They're accelerating their timeline. What exactly are they planning?" Amara asked, watching as more rifts appeared around the planet. "They seek to harvest your world's quantum potential," Velix explained. "Every conscious being generates quantum energy through thought and observation. Humanity's population of 8 billion minds represents an enormous power source. The Void Architects plan to tap into this energy, regardless of the cost to your species." Nathan's military training kicked in. "How do we fight them? Surely you have weapons, defenses?" "Conventional weapons are useless against beings that exist partially outside normal spacetime," Velix replied. "But there might be another way." They turned to Amara. "Your quantum communication breakthrough, it wasn't just about sending signals. You inadvertently created a method to manipulate the quantum field itself." Amara's eyes widened as she began to understand. "The resonance patterns we detected, they weren't just communication attempts. They were changes in the fundamental structure of spacetime." "Precisely," Velix confirmed. "With proper development, your discovery could become a defense against the Void Architects. But we need time, and that is quickly running out." The space around them shimmered again, showing the Quantum Research Institute now swarming with government agents. Teams were going through Amara's lab, confiscating equipment and data. "They're trying to understand what happened," Nathan observed. "But they're asking the wrong questions." "Indeed," Velix agreed. "And soon they will draw the attention of the Void Architects. We must act quickly." The being turned to face both humans. "I must show you something, a truth that has been hidden for millennia. But I warn you, this knowledge comes with a price. Once you see it, you can never return to your old understanding of reality." Amara and Nathan exchanged glances. They had already crossed a point of no return the moment they chose to follow Velix. Whatever came next would only take them further down this rabbit hole of cosmic revelations. "Show us," Amara said firmly, speaking for both of them. The nexus began to shift again, but this time the transformation was more profound. The very fabric of reality seemed to peel away, revealing layers of existence that human minds were never meant to comprehend. What they were about to learn would change not just their lives, but the fate of humanity itself. The choice. Reality crystallized around them like fractals forming in slow motion, revealing a scene that defied human comprehension. They stood within what appeared to be a vast archive, but instead of books or data screens, the walls pulsed with pure information, the collected knowledge of countless civilizations encoded in quantum states. "This is the repository," Velix explained, their form taking on a more solid appearance in this space. "Here, we preserve the memories of every species that has faced the Void Architects. Some survived. Many did not." As they moved through the repository, scenes from distant worlds played out around them, civilizations rising, facing the darkness, and either transcending or falling. Each story was unique, yet all were connected by a common thread, the moment of choice that determined their fate. "I don't understand," Amara said, watching as an alien world crumbled into quantum dust. "If you have all this knowledge, all this power, why do you need us?" "Because humanity possesses something unique," Velix replied, leading them deeper into the archive. "Your species exists at a crucial quantum junction point, a nexus of possibilities that occurs only once in many millennia. The Void Architects seek to harvest this potential, but we believe it could be used for something far more significant." Nathan studied the shifting scenes around them with military precision. These other civilizations, they all faced the same choice we're facing now. In various forms, Felix confirmed. But none had quite your potential. Watch. The space around them transformed, showing Earth from multiple quantum perspectives simultaneously. Layers of reality peeled away, revealing something extraordinary. Humanity's collective consciousness had created a complex web of quantum connections, a network of thought and possibility that encompassed the entire planet. Your species evolved in isolation, Felix continued, developing a unique form of quantum entanglement through your social connections and shared consciousness. Without realizing it, you've been building a quantum defense network through your very thoughts and interactions. Amara's scientific mind raced with implications. The quantum resonance patterns in my research, they weren't just random signals. They were echoes of this network. Precisely, Felix's form brightened. Your breakthrough wasn't just about communication. You found a way to access and potentially control this planetary quantum web. But the Void Architects have noticed too. They don't want to destroy humanity, they want to use you. The scene shifted again, showing dark tears in reality spreading across Earth's quantum field like cracks in glass. Through these rifts, they could see vast structures of impossible geometry, the works of the Void Architects, machines that defied physics and sanity alike. They're already beginning, Nathan observed grimly. Those tears in reality, they're testing Earth's defenses. Yes, Felix confirmed. But we have one advantage they don't expect. The being turned to Amara. Your quantum communication breakthrough wasn't an accident. You were unconsciously tapping into humanity's collective quantum field. With proper understanding, you could learn to control it. And use it as a weapon against the Void Architects. Amara asked. Not exactly, Felix's form rippled with complexity. What we propose is more radical. You could use it to trigger a quantum phase shift for your entire species. A controlled transcendence. The implications hit both humans like a physical force. You're talking about evolving the entire human race, Nathan said slowly. Changing what we are at a fundamental level. It's either that or watch as the Void Architects harvest humanity's quantum potential, leaving behind empty shells where conscious beings once existed, Felix replied. But the choice must be made freely, and it must be made soon. As if to emphasize the point, new alarms began pulsing through the repository. The quantum tiers around Earth were growing larger, more numerous. The Void Architects were done testing, they were beginning their true assault. How long do we have? Nathan asked, his tactical mind already plotting scenarios. Hours at most, Felix replied. The Void Architects have realized we're involved. They'll accelerate their plans rather than risk losing access to humanity's quantum potential. Amara walked through the shifting scenes of humanity's quantum network, watching the connections pulse and flow. If we do this, if we trigger this transformation, what happens to free will? To human choice? That's the crucial question, Felix responded. The transformation would be offered to all, but each individual would need to accept it willingly. Those who refuse would remain as they are, though they would face the Void Architects alone. You're asking us to make this decision for the entire human race, Nathan said, his voice heavy with the weight of responsibility. No, Felix corrected. We're asking you to give humanity the chance to make this choice for themselves. But someone must initiate the process, someone who understands both the quantum science and the human spirit. The being turned to Amara. That's why we chose you. The repository trembled as another wave of quantum distortions washed over Earth. Time was running out. Amara looked at Nathan, seeing in his eyes the same mix of fear and determination she felt. If we do this, she said slowly, I need to understand exactly what we're offering humanity. Show me everything, no more secrets, no more gradual revelations. Show me what we're really fighting for. Felix's form pulsed with approval. Very well. But I warn you, what you're about to see will change your understanding of existence itself. Are you ready? Amara straightened her spine, squaring her shoulders against the weight of destiny. Show me. The repository began to shift once more, reality peeling away to reveal truths that would either save humanity or forever change it. The choice that lay ahead would determine not just Earth's fate, but the future of consciousness itself in this corner of the universe. The truth hit Amara like a supernova. The repository's final revelation showed her not just the nature of reality, but humanity's unique place within it. Human consciousness wasn't just a quirk of evolution, it was a key that could unlock quantum realms beyond imagination. Each human mind was a potential gateway to higher dimensions, and together, humanity could reshape the very fabric of existence. Now you understand, Felix said, their form shifting through complex patterns that reflected the turmoil in Amara's mind. Your species isn't just fighting for survival. You're fighting for the right to become something greater. Nathan watched as quantum distortions rippled across Earth's surface with increasing frequency. We're running out of time. How do we trigger this transformation? Before Felix could answer, the repository shuddered. New tiers appeared in reality, but these were different, precise, calculated. The Void Architects were no longer simply testing Earth's defenses. They had begun their invasion. We need to return now, Felix announced, their form flickering with urgency. The quantum network must be activated from Earth itself, using the connections humanity has already created. The transition back was jarring. They materialized in Amara's lab, but everything had changed. Government agents swarmed the building, and through the windows, they could see military vehicles surrounding the facility. But something else demanded their attention. The sky had taken on an impossible color, a shade that human eyes were never meant to process. They're beginning the harvest, Felix explained, their form barely visible in normal space. We must act quickly. Alarms blared throughout the building. On every screen, news reports showed the same impossible phenomenon, tears in reality appearing over major cities worldwide. Panic was spreading as humanity faced something beyond their comprehension. Dr. Patel. A familiar voice called out. Director Isabella Martinez burst into the lab, flanked by security personnel. She stopped short at the sight of Felix. I see the reports weren't exaggerated. Director, Amara stepped forward, I know this looks impossible, but we don't have time for explanations. The entire human race is in danger. Isabella's expression hardened. We know. Our quantum sensors are detecting distortions on a scale we've never seen. Whatever's happening, it's affecting the entire planet. Then help us, Nathan interjected. We have a way to fight back, but we need access to the quantum communication network. All of it. The building shook as another reality tier formed nearby. Through the windows, they could see people pointing at the sky, where vast geometric shapes were beginning to emerge from the quantum distortions, the physical manifestation of the Void Architect's presence. Isabella looked from Amara to Felix, then back to the chaos outside. Years of scientific skepticism warred with the evidence before her eyes. What exactly are you proposing? A transformation, Amara explained quickly. A way to evolve humanity beyond what the Void Architects can harvest. But it has to be voluntary, and we need to reach everyone. The quantum network, Isabella realized. You want to use our global communication infrastructure to offer this choice to every human being simultaneously. Yes, Felix confirmed, their mental voice reaching everyone in the room. But we must act now. The Void Architects are already beginning to sever humanity's quantum connections. Soon, coordinated action will become impossible. Isabella squared her shoulders, making a decision that would echo through history. Tell me what you need. The next hour was a blur of activity. As reality itself seemed to unravel around them, Amara worked with the facility's best scientists to modify the quantum communication network. Nathan coordinated with military forces worldwide, preparing humanity's conventional defenses to buy them time. Felix provided crucial insights, helping them bridge the gap between human technology and cosmic truth. But the Void Architects weren't idle. As their presence grew stronger, people began reporting strange effects, memories becoming fluid, time flowing inconsistently, the very rules of physics beginning to break down in localized areas. "They're trying to destabilize human consciousness," Felix explained as another wave of distortions washed over the facility. "Make it easier to harvest." Amara's fingers flew over holographic controls, making final adjustments to the quantum network. "Almost ready. But how do we explain this choice to humanity? How do we help them understand what's being offered?" "We show them," Felix replied. Their form began to pulse with energy, interfacing directly with the quantum network. "Through the network, we can share the truth directly, not just information, but understanding." The facility's power grid strained as they brought the modified network online. Around the world, communication systems began to synchronize, creating the largest quantum entanglement event in human history. "It's starting," Amara announced, watching as the network came alive with possibilities. Through their monitors, they could see the effect spreading across the globe. Wherever the quantum signal reached, people stopped and looked up, their minds touched by a truth beyond words. The choice was being offered: remain human and face extinction, or embrace a transformation into something new, something that could stand against the cosmic forces threatening their world. But the Void Architects sensed the threat to their plans. Reality tears began appearing with increasing frequency, and the geometric shapes in the sky started to descend. The harvest was beginning in earnest. "We need more time," Amara called out, watching as the quantum network struggled to reach everyone. "The signal isn't spreading fast enough." Nathan burst into the lab, his expression grim. "We've got incoming. Those things in the sky, they're not just watching anymore. They're attacking." Through the windows, they could see the first direct manifestation of the Void Architect's power, beams of impossible light that seemed to steal the very essence from anything they touched, leaving behind only quantum-drained husks. "This is it," Felix announced, their form growing brighter as they channeled more power into the network. "The moment of choice. Humanity must decide now, or there will be nothing left to save." Amara looked at the monitors showing the spread of their signal, then at the approaching doom in the sky. Everything hung in the balance, not just humanity's survival, but its very nature. The next few minutes would determine whether humanity would transcend or be harvested, whether consciousness itself would evolve or be consumed. The storm was no longer rising. It had arrived, and with it came the moment that would define the future of an entire species. Beyond the horizon. The quantum network hummed with the collective consciousness of billions of minds as humanity faced its moment of truth. Through every connected device, every screen, every quantum-enabled interface, the choice was being presented. Amara watched the response indicators, her heart racing as humanity began to make its decision. "They're responding," she announced, her voice tight with emotion. "The quantum signatures, they're aligning." Around the world, people were choosing transformation. Not everyone, some rejected the offer, clinging to their current form of existence, but billions embraced the possibility of evolution. The quantum network blazed with potential as human consciousness began to shift on a massive scale. But the Void Architects hadn't come this far to be denied their harvest. The geometric shapes in the sky began to pulse with malevolent purpose, sending waves of reality-warping energy toward Earth. Where these waves hit, they began to tear apart the quantum connections forming between human minds. "We need to protect the network," Nathan called out, watching as military installations worldwide fell silent, their personnel caught between transformation and destruction. "We're losing our defensive positions." Felix's form pulsed with increasing intensity. "The transformation cannot be stopped now, but it can be corrupted. The Void Architects are trying to twist the process, turn it to their advantage." Through the facility's windows, they could see the effect of the assault. People caught in the reality-warping waves were being twisted, their consciousness partially harvested even as they tried to transform. The sky had become a battlefield of quantum energies, human potential warring against cosmic hunger. There has to be a way to shield them, Amara insisted, her fingers dancing across holographic controls as she tried to strengthen the quantum network. But with each adjustment she made, the Void Architects countered, their ancient knowledge letting them stay one step ahead. Then she saw it, a pattern in the quantum field, something she'd noticed in her original research but never understood until now. The resonance, she breathed. It's not just about connection. It's about harmony. Without waiting for approval, Amara began reconfiguring the quantum network. Instead of trying to force the transformation through brute strength, she started subtle adjustments, bringing human consciousness into resonance with itself. The change was immediate. The quantum field around Earth began to pulse with a new rhythm, one that the Void Architects couldn't easily disrupt. Human minds, instead of trying to transform individually, began to shift together, creating a symphony of consciousness that strengthened with each passing moment. Of course, Felix's mental voice carried a note of wonder. Your species' greatest strength was never in individual potential, but in your ability to work in concert. The Void Architects sensed the change in strategy. Their attacks became more desperate, more direct. Reality tears appeared inside the facility itself, forcing the team to evacuate to a backup location. But they couldn't stop what was already in motion. Across the planet, humanity was becoming something new. Those who had chosen transformation found their consciousness expanding, connecting not just with each other but with the quantum fabric of reality itself. They could see the Void Architects for what they truly were, not gods or demons, but beings who had chosen a different path eons ago, sacrificing connection for power. They're trying to breach the quantum barrier directly, Nathan reported, monitoring the increasingly erratic attacks. They're getting desperate. Because they know they've lost, Felix replied. Humanity isn't just transforming, you're becoming something they can't harvest. Through the quantum network, Amara could feel the change spreading, accelerating. Human consciousness was evolving beyond its physical constraints, becoming a force that could stand against the cosmic powers that had threatened Earth. But more than that, it was becoming something entirely new, neither purely physical nor purely energy, but a harmony of both. The Void Architects launched their final assault, bringing their full power to bear on Earth. Reality itself buckled under the strain as they tried to tear apart the quantum network through brute force. But they found themselves facing not billions of individual minds, but a synchronized consciousness that adapted and flowed around their attacks. In that moment of desperation, humanity revealed its true potential. The transformed consciousness of billions reached out, not to destroy the Void Architects, but to offer them a choice of their own, a chance to remember what it meant to be connected, to be part of something greater than individual power. Some of the Void Architects retreated, unwilling to face this new form of existence. But others, perhaps remembering what they had once been, accepted the offer. The geometric shapes in the sky began to change, losing their rigid patterns and flowing into new forms that pulsed with shared consciousness. As the transformation completed, Earth itself seemed to glow with new purpose. Those who had chosen to remain human found themselves living alongside their transformed kin, different but not lesser, part of a new chapter in cosmic history. Amara stood in the ruins of the facility, her consciousness now spanning both physical and quantum realms. Beside her, Nathan and Felix watched as the sky cleared, showing stars that seemed somehow brighter, more alive than before. What happens now? Nathan asked, his military training still evident in his bearing, though his consciousness now touched realms beyond physical combat. Now, Felix replied, their form shifting to match humanity's new resonance, you take your place among the cosmic civilizations. But not as servants or subjects, as equals who found their own path to transcendence. Amara looked out at the transformed world, feeling the pulse of billions of connected minds, each unique yet part of a greater whole. The quantum network had become something far beyond its original purpose, a bridge between what humanity had been and what it could become. We're not ending, she realized, watching as the first transformed humans began to explore their new capabilities. We're just beginning. Above them, the stars seemed to whisper with new possibility. Humanity had faced its moment of choice and emerged, not just survived, but transformed. The horizon that had once seemed a limit now beckoned with infinite potential, promising adventures and discoveries that even Felix couldn't predict. The story of humanity had entered a new chapter, one written in quantum resonance and cosmic harmony. The future was no longer a destination, but a symphony of consciousness that would echo through the cosmos, inviting others to join in its endless dance of evolution and discovery.